Welcome to episode 3 of the All In Podcast. My name is Aram, and with me is Asef on this fine Friday morning. You like that?
No, you fucking shattered my eardrums with the welcome, dude.
Listen, this intro is going to be iconic one day.
We've taken... This is our 3rd episode, but we're up to like maybe our 20th take in general. You haven't had one good intro so far.
Listen. I think I am who's the guy who does like the let's get ready to rumble?
I don't remember his name, but I know what you're talking about.
I am that man of intros. I am getting you ready to rumble for this All In podcast.
So how was your week?
My week was good. We're back in school. Yesterday was actually my first day of my last semester, but realistically the semester started on Tuesday.
Yeah. What the fuck are you doing? What do you mean yesterday?
Listen.
Today's Friday, by the way, for those people who...
Yeah, and our semester started on Tuesday. I don't know. I was just like, do I really need to go to pay $600 to hear my professor reading me a piece of paper that they wrote about the syllabus? Like...
I hate the first days of school.
Well, why do I go to that shit? Like...
I hate when the professors tell you about themselves. Like, I don't... Unless a question about your wife's name is going to be on the fucking exam, I don't give a shit.
It's like, if me knowing your wife's name will get me $50 of, 50 points of extra credit, yeah, I don't give a fuck.
I don't care if you have 70 kids, unless that's one of the questions, I'm not interested.
But you know that there's always that one quirky professor who puts like, oh, on the final exam, oh, this is a freebie question. How many kids do I have, right?
What's my favorite movie?
Yeah.
And it's not what's my favorite movie. It's what is Professor Jinglebottom's favorite movie?
Like, shut the fuck up. Nobody
don't matter to the...
You know how that's supposed to be like a freebie question? Yeah, I always get that shit wrong. That's a negative point for me.
Even if the answers are A through D, I'm putting E. Just to let you know I don't care.
There's always that professor like, oh, this is not... They always have those options, A through D. This is not the right answer.
Oh, yeah, they think they're hilarious. Yeah. They're probably cracking up like, oh my god, my kids are gonna love me.
Teacher jokes are so stupid.
Fucking assholes. Just give me the point. Don't even put the question.
Yeah,
fucker.
Honestly. Like, you're just pissing me off middle of my exam. And those professors who put like those like cute, oh, you're halfway there.
Oh yeah.
Like,
they're always like, keep, at the beginning of the exam, keep calm, you're gonna do fine. I'm like, no, this is my 3rd time taking this class. Don't bullshit me.
Listen, if the first 2 times weren't fine, I doubt the 3rd time is getting better. This ain't like sex. We ain't getting better at this, right? I'm still trash at econometrics just as much as I was my first semester taking this.
Yo, you know what I hate the most? When I don't know if you have this, but this happens every single exam I take, where they pass out the exams. You're also exhausted because you pulled an all-nighter for this exam.
Yes.
And then they spent the first 20 minutes of the exam being like, so I wrote this question wrong because I'm an idiot. I forgot how to spell a factory, so,
Oh, yeah. But for question B, the B option is actually option D. So you're going to need to mark D if you mean B, but only if you actually mean C.
And it's... When they say the obvious shit, when there's like, question 13, I know it says true and false, but I actually meant true and false. So just be careful about that one.
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
You thought I was gonna fall for that? Like,
you fucking idiots.
Yeah, this is definitely false, bro.
These are the tenured professors that we have, right? That are putting true and false.
They let their like 8-year-old kid who is the 14th out of their 20 kids write the exam for them.
True and false. As of true or false, college is much more lit than high school. True or false?
I don't know. Actually, I would have to say false because I'm assuming that's the in-between between true and false, right? Because
no, it's just true and false, bro. I didn't mean false. I meant false.
Listen, high school has its things. College has its things. The social structure of high school was a lot more interesting to me.
So, like, I'm only asking this question because now that it's, like, my last semester of college, right? Hopefully, if I graduate, right? We're knocked on wood right there. I'm looking back and I'm just like, it's very, very different how I felt my last semester of college compared to my last semester of high school. And I was just like, my last semester of college, I don't give a fuck. I'm just trying to get the fuck out, right? My last semester of high school, I was like nostalgic. I was like, oh my god, I'm leaving high school.
Yeah.
I'm growing old.
Everything's such a goodbye. You're like seeing all your friends. You're like, We're not gonna see each other every day anymore. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Yeah, that one random white girl that would copy you off in biology, like you have to say goodbye to her. Like, sorry, you can't copy off me anymore.
She writes hags in your yearbook like that means anything.
Yeah, like hags. Like, shut up. You damn well you don't want me to have a great summer. You just wanted me for the biology answers.
Are you gonna be concerned if I have a bad summer? Is that gonna be a problem for you, asshole?
You know, Brittany doesn't give a fuck if you have a bad summer or not. Hey, yo, it's crazy. I went out. Now that it's like, back to syllabus week, I went out 2 nights ago, and you know what I realized? I realized all the people that I thought were super, super, super fucking poppin' in high school, yeah, they're all either pregnant or they're my bartender. Like, it's one or the other, right? And I, like, look at them, I was like, damn, you were, like, captain of something, right? Like, you were, like, poppin', like, everyone looked at you like you were a god. And now I have to tip you for going and pouring me, like, Red Bull and water. Like,
so you can get $9.50 an hour for cleaning someone's throw up off the floor.
Yeah, like, like I just literally, like, that girl over there literally just threw up on the
counter.
On the counter, right?
Into a cup. And she said, pour me another one.
Into the cup that you just poured, and you have to pour it into the throw up cup again.
Yo, so in high school, we were very far apart on the social spectrum, right? So if it was like 10 tiers of popularity, I think I ranged between 3 and 4, and you were somewhere between like 7 and 9, somewhere around there, right?
All right, sure. We'll let that rock.
Sorry, okay, you're almost a 10, and I didn't even go to school. Is that what you want? You fucking egotistical bastard.
No, I didn't say that. I wouldn't even have put myself that high. Asaf was homeschooled. He was like, the only person who knew he was there was his mom.
No, okay, all right. To give you some perspective, no one really bullied me. To my face, at least. No one bullied me to my face.
I bullied you all the time.
And I had a lot of friends, but they're all losers.
Okay.
Which I like, alright? Those are my people.
Okay.
But the thing is, I still cared. Which is the shitty thing, right? Like,
okay.
So there's this kid. He was a super nice kid. And we were best friends in elementary school.
Yes.
But he is a very solid 1 on the cool, like...
Yeah, scale.
And he was still, like, cool. He was still nice and stuff to me in high school.
Yeah.
But I would refuse to be seen with him. Because I was like, yo, people are going to talk shit about me if I'm with this kid.
Yeah.
I would ghost him. And now I think back, and I think, like, really shitty of myself that I would do that to that poor kid.
I think that's the one cool thing about college. I think that shit just got obliterated.
Yeah.
Because you realize, like, all the kids who think that they're a 10 on the college spectrum of cool are actually, like, 4s, but like they just don't know. But in their heads, they're a 10, and that's all that matters realistically.
Yeah. There's not really a 1 or a 10. Everyone's between 4 and 6.
Agreed.
It just depends where you put yourself.
Yeah, because like the kids who like are like into like like spoken word poetry, they fucking probably think you're a 1. Like if you're in like a frat or whatever, right?
Yeah,
but the kids who are in a frat are looking at the spoken poetry kids like you guys are fucking losers, right? But because there's so many of each kind, there's no defined spectrum. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. You find your own like niche of people that you get along with, right? Like
it's a beautiful thing about college,
and you get to intermingle with groups you never thought you would before, right?
Yeah,
I hung out with a decent amount of international kids freshman year because one of my friends was roommates with one.
Yeah,
and from afar, we'll call him I'll call him
George.
Kenny. I was gonna go with Kenny.
All right, Kenny it up.
Okay, he was an Indian foreign exchange student.
Yes, Kenny.
No.
If his name is an Indian foreign exchange student, I'm naming him Raj.
Fine, we'll call him Raj. Anyway, so he had this super awesome laptop that could play any game ever.
Okay.
The problem with him is that he had 1 polo shirt, 1 pair of sweatpants, and exactly 1 underwear.
Okay.
Every day he would wear that shit. And we would ask him, we're like, yo,
Come on, Raj.
Yeah, you gonna wear something else? And he's like, no, I'm okay.
No, I'm okay.
We'd be like, yo, you see that bad bitch over there? And he'd be like, I don't care. And I'm like, you know what?
Listen,
you're weird, but respect, because he did not care. He was like, I was like, yo, people are gonna make fun of you for spelling like the way you do. And he's like, I don't care, dude. I'm just gonna go back to my room and play my video games. Like, I'm chill. He had his own friends who were like random international kids with the same problems. They all just got along. They all enjoyed themselves. They all got good grades, and they lived their lives, and they're probably happy right now.
See, that's good. See, like that's the beautiful thing. I think that's something that I wish I could tell like younger kids now. Like, yo, if you're stressed about like social hierarchy in high school right now, that shit don't matter at all. Because the kids that you're really trying to impress right now, they're gonna be pregnant in 2 years, like, or they'll have chlamydia, one of the two, or both.
Yo, back in the day, so when we used to play in gym and there was like, you had to pick your teams.
Yes.
I know I'm not like first choice, all right?
No.
I'm very aware.
You are not the LeBron James.
I'm not cool, nor am I athletic.
No, you are nowhere near LeBron James.
But it's really just like, I don't care about getting chosen last. I just care about what everyone else thinks when I'm the only kid standing there, right? They've run out of choices, and it's down to the last guy to pick. Is between me and a girl.
Yeah.
He picks the girl, right? Then it goes to the next guy, and I'm the only person left, and they're still thinking about it. They're like, who do I pick?
And then they
pick the kid who's sitting on the benches on crutches. He can't play for the next 6 months. They're like, I pick you over here.
he has like a boot on. He's all like, hey, can you walk? And the guy's like, yeah.
No, he's like, no, but I can use these. Like, he's holding up his crutches.
He's like, all right, Asaf, go sit on the bench right quick. It's okay, Asaf. You've grown past it. At least now you're not serving at a bar and you don't have chlamydia.
Yeah.
So you really came out on top.
Nah, but those things used to really fuck with my psyche. You know what I mean? I'd go home and I'd be like, fuck, dude, I'm never gonna make it in life. I got picked like more than last at gym.
It's
and
okay.
All the girls in my class saw me stand there like a jackass with my hand on my dick waiting to get picked.
Those girls were definitely like, wow,
look at this fucking loser. I got picked before him.
They definitely fell for Kenny, who was picking teams. But now Kenny, like, mows like the lawn somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. Kenny's still gonna end up fine.
Nah, but like, I really like how, like, I've gotten along with people who, back in high school, there was people who would like not even look in my direction because it would be socially unacceptable to do it.
Yeah.
And now we're mad chill.
You know what's the craziest thing somebody's ever told me? I've never told you this, right?
I'm not excited to hear
this.
this.
No. This is the craziest thing somebody's ever asked me, right? I remember, I forgot how it came up, right? You know how, like, in high school, you're always talking about, like, what classes you have and with who, right? And this one kid comes up to me. He's like, yo, this kid in my class, he has the same last name as you, right? And then I was like, obviously it's you, right? And I was like, oh, yeah, that's, like, my cousin, right? And then this kid looked at me so incredulously, right? He was like, you're proud of that?
Nice vocab word, by the way.
Thank you. He looked at me like I was like, and in my head, I didn't know how to respond. I was like, I mean, I was just stating it as like a fact of life, like he's related to me, right? But he looked at us and like, you're claiming him, right? And I was just like, listen, whether I claim him or not, he has the same last name as me. Like, we're not gonna go away from this fact. And then he's like, wow, if that was my cousin, like, I wouldn't tell anyone. And I looked at him and I was like, wow, your cousin must hate you. And then, but that kid's in jail now.
Yeah. See, I don't even blame you because I didn't realize the importance of daily showering until like freshman year of high school. You know, I didn't really value that shit.
Listen, a shower a day keeps the assholes away.
Yeah. I caught up with like social norms somewhere around like sophomore and junior year of high school. So I don't blame anyone for not claiming me up until that point.
Listen, you could have been Raj. You could have been happier. You could have just not showered, had one underwear, and played video games all day.
No, but see, I was at that point of loserdom that, see, people were shit-talking me to you, but no one would shit-talk me to my face. I wasn't worth the time. So I would just be happy in my own ignorant bliss, but I would know. You know what I'm saying?
No, like, that's the one thing that I never, like, here's the thing. I never saw those, like, the people who really made fun of people to their face, like, those kids were real assholes. Because everyone kind of did, like, the whole, oh, like, that kid smells behind his back, right?
Yeah.
But they never be like, hey, you smell. Like, that's wild.
Nah. It would always be, like, you're in, like a class, right? Like, I was in regular people English.
Yes,
my
regular
freshman...
people English.
Yeah, I was in, like, not honors English for freshman year of high school. Darkest time of my life. I had never been in a non-honors class. I don't mean to sound like a dick. I was just, out of my element.
Wow, you're probably the only brown kid there.
No, I wasn't. 'Cause, you know, and like every couple of days, one of the the really like tough kids would like roast the shit out of this one like loser kid, and everyone would be like dying laughing, including me.
You're an asshole.
And I'd be like, wow.
No, Asaf was definitely laughing, hoping like, please God, don't make me next.
I was never the subject of one of those, but if I was, I would leave that class.
Yeah, no. I guess I would just be like, yeah, I'm transferring schools right now. Like, I can't deal with this shit.
Yeah, but like, I never even thought about it. I was just so like, I would be so quick to laugh at the people getting bullied. Not like haha fuck you deserve to die.
Yeah.
It's just like, yo, you get roasted, the whole class laughs for a bit and it just moves on.
You know the time that I was like the happiest, I was like, wow, there's really justice in the world. Like God really believes in justice, right? So this one kid was making fun of this like other kid, right? And this kid was like, he was a quiet like AP student, right? Just quiet, like minded his own business, did his work, right? But he did like try out for football once, right? And he ended up like, during one of the summer practice, ended up like throwing up, right? And his mom would always pack him lunch, right? Which like, that's an asshole thing to make some fun of somebody for. Like, oh, your mom cares about you. She made you lunch, right? But like, his mom would like pack him like carrots and shit like that. And he ended up throwing up carrots. So then when we got to school...
I don't know how this is going to end, but I'm already like... this is still...
No. So, when we got to school, like people kept making fun of him, like they would call him Carrot Top, like they would be like, Carrot Throw Up Man, like some stupid shit, right?
Carrot Throw Up Man. That
like I don't want to say his name because there's a more fucked up abbreviation of his name, right? It was stupid, right? They would call him like Cuck Throw Up, right? Like some stupid shit, right? And one day this kid really got tired of it, right? And then he turns around and he goes, I'm sick and tired of this bullshit, right?
Now I know who you're talking about and I can imagine it.
I'm sick and tired of this bullshit. I'm gonna kill you. And then in that moment, all my sympathy went away, but all my respect went up, right? I was like, oh, this kid is about it. He will fuck your shit up. But ever since that day, nobody ever fucked with them because they were just like, yeah, we're not trying to get
question.
killed.
Is this the same kid? So, if it's not, then I've been wrong about this story. Is this the same kid who got the cup placed on his head?
Oh, yes.
Please tell that story.
No. What do you mean? There's not much of that story. The story was, he literally came, asshole, like, fucking older kids were like, oh, this kid is easy to bully and his mom packs him carrots, right? So, they come up to his face after practice, everyone's sweaty, everyone's gross, everything, like, your jersey smells, right? Your cup definitely smells, right? And, they're like, hey, they say the kid's last name. The kid turns around and he like does like one of those like little slow high fives where he brings the cup to his face and just high fives the cup to the kid's face.
Jesus Christ. Like, what do you do in response to that, dude?
Oh, no, that kid was like, I feel bad making fun of him because we're talking about people making fun of people. He was like, ew, why did you do that?
No, I understand. Like, what is your motivation to do that?
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Honestly, that would be enough for me to kill someone.
Putting his cup on his head?
Yeah, what the fuck? If you put a cup to my face, I think, like, I don't, like...
There's no redemption from that.
Yeah, you have a couple of options at that point.
Okay, tell me these options.
This
is like Bandersnatch. You get to pick your
You
choice.
have to either fight back, which chances are, if you're this kid, you're too small to fight back.
Agreed.
You do some weird shit, like... He puts the cup to your face and you grab the cup out of his hand, you sniff it yourself, and then return it to him.
That's
that would probably be what I do. That's usually my way of breaking down fights.
Because then the guy's like, damn, I really didn't do anything to humiliate you. You wanted to smell my balls.
Yeah. Or you take it like a step further. Take his cup, put it on your own balls, and then put it back on his face. And then run. You have to run.
Oh, you know what I did respect? So they tried this trick with another kid, right? And then this is what this other kid decided as his course of action. He puts his cup, the one that he's been wearing,
right, on
his nose, right?
Oh my fucking god.
And he goes, guys, look, I'm Squidward. Right? But here's the thing. That approach was effective because the entire locker room laughed. And you know what? That kid was never made fun of again.
Yeah, respect.
Because that was the funny kid, right? He was like the Chris Rock of our like little like group that we had going on.
Yo, I've seen some fucked up shit happen on a bus, okay?
Oh, the bus was the crack spot.
So, I knew this... There's these two kids, right? One of them was clearly the leader of the two.
Yes.
The other one was a bit of a... I think he was like a foreign student from some sort of Spanish-speaking nation. He didn't speak English very well. So, they got along because they both spoke Spanish to each other, right? But obviously, the leader was in control.
Yes.
So, one day I was sitting on the bus. It was like some sort of drill where we all had to sit on a bus for a little bit. And I was sitting next to the immigrant kid, I guess. I don't know what to call him.
Yes.
I'll call him Carl.
Let's call him Fez.
Fez? Okay, Fez. We'll call him Fez.
Foreign exchange student.
Yeah, so Fez is sitting next to me, and behind us is his leader. We'll call him Bob.
Okay.
Bob and him get into an argument that ends
Bob and Fez?
Yeah, Bob and Fez get into an argument that ends with Bob from behind wringing his ears back and then slowly approaching his face and spitting into his mouth. Also, no one acknowledged that I was there during this. I was just sitting there watching.
No!
And next to us, a bunch of girls were watching and laughing. And I was just sitting there scared.
Spit into his mouth.
For that 1 second, I was
You know
really...
there's a Meek Mill line, right? Where he's like, I love those nasty girls that spit into my mouth. Maybe he was attracted to him.
No, she was... First of all, I have big ears. I'm like... No.
Wow, so when you said wring his ears back, I immediately thought of you and I was like, wait, are you just deflecting and making this story about yourself?
No. So, a thing that would happen to me a lot back in the day was that people would come up behind me and ring my ears and say vroom vroom.
Oh, yeah, like a motorcycle?
Like on a motorcycle, right? That was just a thing that people did to me. It was part of my life.
Yes.
That's why I'm so self-deprecating now. I've just accepted I can't love myself. Anyway, once I saw that happen, first of all, I got hit with a bunch of trauma. I'm like, oh my god.
I'm next.
This brought me back, and I was like, if he's ringing his ears, he has normal ears, I'm next.
He's like, my ears are much more fun to play with. Like, my ears are definitely next. What would you do if a guy spit in your mouth? What did he do? What did Fez do?
He cried.
Oh.
Which is the right move. Like, what else are you gonna do?
Oh, man. That's rough.
Yeah, like, first of all, and I was just sitting there, I can't console him because we ain't talk. Like, we're not friends or anything. I'm just like...
You should have just put your hand around Fez and be like, it's
nah,
okay,
but I was
man.
afraid if I comforted him, then fucking Bob would have fucked my shit up afterwards. Like, I'm not trying to get my mouth spit into.
You should have just been like, listen, Fez. Some people pay a lot of money to get their mouth spit in it.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes people ring your ears. It's not that bad if you just play along and say vroom vroom too, alright?
Yeah. He's like, you should have been like, listen, Fez, you fucked up. As soon as he touched your ears, you should have been like, vroom vroom.
You know what didn't help my life? That my most persistent nickname growing up was Dumbo.
Yep.
Having big ears is a...
You're welcome.
And Aaron probably started it.
You're welcome.
You really didn't help.
You're a young icon.
See, I didn't get bullied throughout high school, except with Aram. That's it. Aram would
What?
bully me here and there.
I would not believe
Yes, you would, you fucking asshole.
What? I've never vroom vroomed you in high school. That would have been wild. Me as a 17-year-old just vroom vrooming you.
That was the worst.
I did kick you in the balls once.
You did? Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, when was this?
When I Dirk Nowitzki'd your ass. I pulled the Dirk and I was trying to make space.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna give my side of this story, alright?
Alright, and then I'm gonna give my side.
Okay, well, my side's more believable. Based on, like, if you know either of us, you're going with my side. Anyway, me and Aram were in an argument, okay? So the situation is, all the boys, like me and Aram and all our neighborhood friends after school would play sports. Here's the thing, I don't like playing sports. Every day I'd be like, nah, I'm not trying to play, I'm trying to sit at home. But they'd all be like, come on. And Aram would take a different approach. He'd be like, fuck you, Asif, you better fucking come, you better, stop being such an asshole, you bring the whole team down, blah, 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 right?
Indeed.
And then, against my will, I would just come.
Yes.
One day, Aram was at my house, and he was like, yo, let's go play sports. I was like, nah, dude, I'm not trying to play. And we got into a very heated argument over this, right?
Okay.
We eventually, my sister mediated this. We eventually got over it.
We got over it.
And then the same day we went out to play basketball. So we were just playing basketball, separate teams. I was guarding Aram, and he decided to take a shot.
That was the mistake you made by guarding me.
Yeah, that's it. Anyway, so in order to create space, Aram decides to hit me with a mule kick, aka kick me right in the pelvis.
It wasn't a mule kick, it was a crane kick. Alright, first of all, let's get the facts straight.
Sorry.
It was a praying mantis
so
kick.
Sorry. Anyway, he kicks me right in the pelvis region and drags his foot down, scraping the shit out of my dick. My dick was scarred! Scarred!
Listen, if you've seen a such dick, right? You're welcome for that scar.
No, it's not over, because I couldn't walk for the rest of the day. It was free Rita's day, and I couldn't get the free Ritas because I couldn't move because my dick hurt so bad. And then they had to call my uncle to my house to inspect my dick to make sure it was okay. And he did,
what did he say?
All he really did was look at it. He's not a doctor. He works at a store, okay? He's not gonna assess anything.
He's just like, your dick looks fine. It looks like my dick.
He said whatever equates to, oh my god, and that's it. We just moved on after that. So, I'd love to hear your perspective. Let's hear it.
First of all, I have a couple of questions. Do you and our uncle ever bring that up? Remember the time you looked at my dick?
You know how people like a lot of people make those jokes about your uncle like mossing you as a kid, like. That's the closest I got to that. No problem with that uncle, by the way. He's mad chill. He was actually just looking out for me.
They're usually mad chill.
That was the most one of my most traumatic days.
Oh my god.
No, fuck you for that. I didn't remember that until you brought it up. That shit was repressed.
Alright, hold on.
You should have given your perspective first so they can hear the wrong version.
No. Shh. Let's get calm. Calm down, everybody. Yeah, Sus had his dick looked at by our uncle.
It was scarred. It hurt to pee.
Alright. Sus scarred penis. That's gonna be the name of the episode.
Can we just name it scarred penis? I don't want my name in the title. Right, my employer to search that shit.
Scarred penis. Imagine an employer just being like,
is this you in the video entitled Asaf's scarred penis?
No, that's another Asaf that has a scarred penis.
If they ask me about that at a job interview, it's pretty much, you know what, I pretty much got that job, right?
Yeah. Like, nobody can bring that up to you with a straight face and then not hire you.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one awkward interaction we're gonna have, me talking about your scarred penis.
You know how once in a while at job interviews, they'll be like, tell me about one time you persevered in life.
Be like, I had my penis scarred.
I had my penis scarred and I'm
still surviving.
I'm still going.
I'm still going. My penis is still being looked at, not by my uncle.
Bro, it was so discolored. Alright, anyway.
Nobody wants to hear the details of your scarred
go ahead,
penis.
give your story. Give your side of the story.
Alright, so like as I said, we were in a fight. We cooled it out though. That was a very pivotal part of the story. We were cool. And I was backing us stuff up. Backing us up.
We were playing basketball at this point, I'm assuming.
Yes, we were playing basketball. I'm backing us up in the paint. And I'm a Dirk fan, right? I'm an old school NBA fan. I turn around and I do the Dirk kick, right? I put my knee up. I've got the whole crane leg going on, right? And I put out a kick to create space so I could hit that fadeaway. And I forgot to mention this part of the story, but the shot went in, and that's and that's a very important part, right? Let's not discredit my creating space. I did what I meant to do. I accomplished, which was create the shot and make it. And because I was creating space, Asef was trying to block the shot, and he leaned towards my knee, which happened to hit his pelvic region, which then created his scarred penis.
Okay. Couple things. First of all,
listen. Nobody cares after I made the shot. Really, listen.
No. I was gonna say that if I feel like that should be a rule in basketball. If you scar your opponent's penis, you win the game, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I won the game because the game ended.
Yeah,
then.
The game ended right there.
That might have been the game point.
That might have been the first shot of the game. And
I don't know.
That's a good way of winning. You score once and eliminate your opponent, but
finish him.
Second of all, if your leg is so high up that you can scar a man's penis while taking a shot, you need to rethink your shooting form.
Nah, bro, I hit the Dirk. Did I make the shot or not?
You made a second shot as well, but it was on my penis. Like, you shoot, like...
I might have... Listen, that means I'm 2 for 2. I hit the bucket, and my knee hit the required area to create space.
There's one other time we were playing basketball with a couple of, kids from our neighborhood, I remember, right?
Yes.
And, Aram, bumped into me and hit me in the nuts. It was, by accident, obviously, right? Okay. And I was like, yo, fuck you for that. And he was, obviously I was being a little bit of an asshole about it. But I was like, yo, just apologize. And he was like, nah, it was an accident, fuck off. Like, it was right? We got into arguments about little things like this all the time, right?
Yeah, so I was a little pussy.
and then so I was mildly injured, so I was playing worse than usual. Not that I played good in general,
yes,
but I was playing worse than usual. And you get mad when we play, right? And you were yelling at me and shit. So I remember this so vividly. I don't know if you remember this. I casually walk up to you and knee you right in the balls.
Nice.
And then you just sit there and you were tearing up and freaking out. And I was just like, fuck it, whatever.
So you think maybe you did deserve your scarred penis?
Okay, I kneed you in the balls. You scarred my penis. Also, this was the me kneeing you happened 5 years before the penis scarring.
See, I held on to that.
No bullshit me. You didn't remember that until I brought it up right now.
Social justice, right? No, I suppressed it, and then my subconscious made sure my knee went into your balls and scarred that penis.
Man, we both did some damage to each other. That's not really good.
Our jewels could have been so much better. Yeah. The family jewels were really fucked up in our childhood.
If I can't have kids in the future, it's because they're wrong.
Scarred penis. You're welcome.
Yeah, I can't.
You're welcome, world. I stopped that nose and those bushy eyebrows. I stopped it right there.
Name the title of the episode. Aram neuters us.
Sometimes it has to be done, all right? Sometimes. Listen, so are you basically what you're saying? My shot had many positives, right? All right. First of all, let me tell you all the positives that one instance gave, right? I made the shot. That's important. Fact number 1. I won the game. Fact number 2. I helped you get your uncle looking at your penis.
Oh yeah, thanks. That was on my fucking bucket list.
Like, now you have that experience to share, right? Now we have that story for this podcast. And I stopped those bushy eyebrows and nose from ever procreating. And I gave you something that now, if any person were to ever look at your penis, they would know that it is your penis. You have a very distinct penis now.
No, that shit healed. Unless I'm wrong.
It's no longer a scarred penis.
And I'm just not sure what a normal penis is supposed to look like. I could also be
You've only had reference of a scarred penis in your brain.
I might not be.
Alright, now moving on from scarred penis. So I was going to bring this up. This is more... I feel like we should have started serious and then got to the jokes, but I'm fine with the other way. So now that it's like, our final semester of college, right? I'm starting to feel old. Realistically, me and you aren't that old, right? 22, 21 respectively, right? We're not that old. But something that I have realized in age, I guess. I hate saying in age. It sounds like I'm fucking like 85 and dying, right? So like we were talking about like the difference between the second semester of like senior year of high school compared to the second semester senior year of college. I remember the second semester senior year of high school was very much, it was like a group thing, right?
Yeah.
It was like camaraderie. It was like, yo, me, you, and Thing are going to be boys for life, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was very focused on, like, where is our group going together in the future, right? In college and all that, right? Maybe that was because we were all going to the same college and that had something to do with it. But now I realize that, and this is something that, like, obviously, like, our parents aren't talking to their best friends from college every single day on the phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I realize, like, now as we're growing older, like, some of the people that I consider, like, my closest friends, I probably see like once every 3 weeks on average, right? Which is an insane thing to me. And we still live in the same town, go to the same school, and are at any given time 2 blocks away from each other. And I just wonder, now that post-grad, how does that go? Like, where does that friendship go?
I think...
Is that something that's sustainable?
It's inevitable. You're gonna like, think about it this way. In high school, those like last few months, there's people that I was like, I'm going to be friends with you for life. Don't worry. Me leaving the college, that's not going to change anything. Once we get back, we'll be like nothing changed. Things change. Everyone changes. Circumstances changes. You're going to lose people. The thing is, some of the people, like the people who I kept from high school that I'm still friends with now, like they're my closest friends in the world, right? I really hope I can stay friends with them. Like if I'm friends with you right now, I want to be friends with you forever.
Okay.
Right? The friends because in college, you reach your final form.
I don't agree with that either, though.
You reach close to it, at least. You become an adult.
No, but that's what's scary, too, right? Because we're talking about, like, circumstances changing, right? The jump from high school to college, granted, is a significant jump, right? A lot of changes going on. But the jump from college, end of college, to post-grad, whatever you're doing, working, whatever, that's a pretty significant jump, too, right? Your friend group, all their financials are going to change, right?
Yeah.
The ability to do, like, now our idea is like everybody go to Thing, get a 50 cent slice and whatever for happy hour, right? But in the future, it's like if one of your friends is making like 150K, right, and then you're making whatever, right, you're still doing your masters, right? Those levels of experience are very different. So then you are no longer on the same wavelength as that person going forward in life.
Yeah, and there's never... See, I really wish I could be friends with my friends who I have now forever, but I know that's not true because one of my other friends who's like a few grades below us says this, right? You never really know when your last hangout with your friends is going to be, right?
It's crazy. That shit made me cry. Remember that thing that somebody shared in our old group chat?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It was like, there was one point where for the last time, you and all your friends played outside.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true. Like we haven't balled out in really like years, dude. Years.
Think about it. Our Thursday, Friday, like basketball, football, the ones that we're talking about where I scarred your penis.
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't even like those times, and they're still some of my best memories.
Yeah, think about it. Those used to happen like every Thursday, Friday after school, and now like at one point, that was the last time we did it.
There's a kid who lives like near us that we used to play with all the time, and now I walk past him like he doesn't exist.
Damn, that's sick, right? It's insane. It's really insane how like that like like your life just changes like, you know, year to year, month to month, right?
And the problem is there's never a goodbye, right? That same friend who told me that always makes this joke that we should all just come together one day, chill out for an hour, and end the friend group and everyone go home. Like
everyone just pack it in right now.
He always suggested like this. He's like, yo, we should all go out to pizza one day, order mad pizza, all eat whatever we want, have a great night, get like fucked up, and then never speak to each other ever again. And I'm like,
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Just be like, yo, peace.
Yeah. And I'm like, as shitty as that is, at least you know, right?
It's a beautiful goodbye, but at the same time, like, realistically, like, I think it's crazy. I bumped into a friend that, like, you know, me and her haven't, like, spoken in, you know, a decent amount of time. And I remember at one point, like, where, like, yo, I would text this person, like, every single day, catch her up, and I was just like, she was just telling me, like, yeah, I bumped into her at, like, the student center of college, and she was just like, oh, like, I'm going to this class. I was like, wait, I thought you were a blank major. And she was like, oh, yeah, no, I changed that, like, 2 semesters ago. And I was like, damn, that's sick. Like,
yeah, that's how little you know.
I was like, how little do I know about you now, right? I don't even know who you are, right? And she was like, oh, I saw Seth out the other day, right? I haven't seen you out. And I was just like, damn, like that's literally like our relation now, right? Like, you see my cousin out, but that's, you know what I mean? Like, and at one point, me and you were like the closest of friends. It's insane, but that's what I think I'm the most scared of post grad, right? To see who's really gonna be there.
I don't like. First of all, I don't think you can hold contempt for people who are like. I have friends from high school.
No contempt, but I'm just saying, like, you just drift.
I have some friends from high school who were some of my closest friends, and now we're not friends anymore. But I always look back at them with like fondness.
Yeah,
right? You know, there's a person I was friends with freshman year of college, right? And maybe for like 3 months, that person was my best friend ever. Like ever, like I've ever had. Like, right? And now we don't talk at all anymore because of some beef we had. But I look back at that with positive memories, and that's all we can really.
But I also think it's like I don't want to get on this for too long, but right, I also think it's like a laziness on our parts as humans, right? Because I think we have like a lot of like, we don't make that, like, on both sides, right? Not just our side, but the other person's side too, right? So like, for example, like this summer I spent it in like Columbus, and I spent a lot of time with like Kunj, right? And like Kunj, you know, after high school, went to Ohio State, I went to Rutgers, and we don't really see each other. We see each other when our whole high school friend group gets back for our like little reunion once a year, right? This summer I spent with Kunj for essentially like 3 months, right? And it like, I realized, I was like, damn, like Kunj really hasn't, like, yeah, me and Kunj have grown as people, right? But the essential like underlying thing that made our friendship pure and beautiful in high school still exists. Now it's just like, you know, time and space between us. But when we're linked into the same situation, we can still like, you know,
and that's how you know who your real friends are. Like the people you can spend not seeing for months, and then you see them again, everything's fine. Most people, they're not like.
Are you concerned for your, like, let's say, like, your friend group, like post grad? Like, you don't know where everyone's going. You don't know what your situation is going to be. Like, do you think like you'll be? Because I know a lot of people who they graduate. Like, we always make fun of those kids who graduate college but then still end up showing up at, like, college parties, right?
I mean, that's not going to be us.
No. I know we make fun of them, but at the same time, at some level, I am starting to understand why they would do it, because it's like, oh, damn, like, post-college, like, you're at work, you have your coworkers, but, like, realistically, like, you're not really friends with your coworkers. It's just, like, you know.
The way I see it is, there's some people who our friendship can exist online, which sucks, but, like, we're good with just, like, hitting each other up, messaging each other. And the other thing is, like, there's some people, like, there's people who I was friends with at the beginning of this school year, like last semester, that I'm not friends with now. It's that quick that we can lose people. Like, I used to be friends with that person, like, we would talk all the time online, we'd see each other once a month, and everything would be chill. Now we don't talk at all.
Yeah.
I think it's like, I think you have to accept you're gonna lose your friends and just be okay with cherishing the memories you made with them.
It's crazy. You remember it's so funny, the group chat that me and you were in together, that group chat used to be super, super fucking active, and now we use it just to promote this podcast.
I'm like, why do you hit up that group chat? Why do you hit up that group chat to promote the podcast? They don't care.
Literally, that podcast used to be so active. Sorry, that group chat used to be so active of people like roasting each other and all that. And now that now that group chat is literally me every fucking Sunday posting the link to this podcast.
To give you some perspective, that group chat at some point had 25 people in it in our senior year of high school. In senior year of high school, we had a mega group. Okay, we were the most annoying people in school. We would all just chill. We had a group chat. That shit, there would not be a second where that wasn't going off. I wouldn't be able to go a class without having one of the people in that group chat in my class. And we'd all have like a thing.
Yeah.
Now there's, first of all, half the people in that group chat left.
Yes.
And the rest are like, don't talk in it. And it's just Aram spamming the fucking link to our podcast. And I get mad when he does it. I'm like, leave these people alone. Leave our dead friendship alone.
No, I'm such an asshole.
Now their most recent memory of us is a link to a SoundCloud.
Listen, we're the friends who are like, oh, listen to my SoundCloud, bro.
Oh yeah, dude, we're the people who like. You ever see those memes of they're like, yo, when my friend hits me up after 10 years to sell me a pyramid scheme?
We're selling the pyramid scheme. Do this pyramid scheme and listen to us have scarred penis. Give us money for us to have scarred penis.
Nah, but if you're friends with me or Aram right now,
thank you.
No, honestly, like, the friends I have right now, I've been friends with since high school, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of shitty. Everyone looks down on you like, oh, you're still friends with your high school friends. I'm like, yeah. Because they've been with me through my, like, lows and highs, and they've seen me grow, and I've seen them grow, and I have one friend who sucks, right? He just sucks in a lot of ways.
Is that our same friend that sucks?
Probably.
Okay.
But he's one of my favorite people in the world, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, I've seen the good he can do that a lot of people don't.
Yeah. I think just to keep on like a very general note, right? Like people, like I don't want to be the podcast, like be super positive, all that, right? But like, listen, if you're listening to this podcast and you've made it to this point, right, in the podcast, reach out to somebody that you maybe haven't spoken to or like would want to reconnect with, right? Don't just like we're obviously being very accepting of the fact that like we've disconnected from people, right? But like, listen, if you want to, like, if you miss somebody, go text them, be like, yo, what's good, right? Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, you'll always have those memories, but you also want to look back at those memories with people so you can laugh about things like scarred penises and kicking a Seth in the balls, right? Because if I wasn't friends with a Seth, I would have to share this scarred penis story with somebody else, and it wouldn't be as funny because I wouldn't be able to know and look them in the eye as they get fear that our uncle has looked at his penis.
No, but honestly, like, once in a while I'll get hit up by someone, or I'll hit someone up that I haven't spoken to in years, and it'll be great because everyone wants that. Everyone wants to keep the friendships.
Yeah.
And if there's a chance to reignite that shit, it's nice.
Of course. I think everyone wants it. I think just nobody wants to make it nobody wants to make the effort, and B, sometimes things do change. Sometimes, like, you grow out of people, right? Like, there's certain people that I was friends with at one point in my life that I don't know if I'd be able to be friends with to this day. But of course, I'd like to maybe, like, catch up with them and, like, you know, chill with them once and then be like, all right, like, we can reflect on old times, but, you know, we've grown as different people and we're completely different now.
How many people do you have in your life right now that you think you're going to be how many of the friends you have right now are you going to invite to your wedding? Say, like, in 5 years.
See, like, that's difficult because, like, for me, like, I don't know yet because, like, there's people that I'm definitely, like, I always say that, like, my dream life in about 4 to 5 years, right, is that it's me, you, and our other two, like, best friends that won't be mentioned, right, in a huge ass, like, mansion somewhere, right, still living up our 20s, right? Yeah. So for me, like, that's my vision of life, because I'm not somebody, like, I have a lot of, like, because we were talking about, like, the popularity spectrum, right? I consider myself, I think a lot of people would say that I have a lot of, like, quote unquote friends, right? For me, I look at, like, those people, like, yeah, we're friends, but the people that I, like, really, really, like, I don't consider anybody my friend unless I could really, really trust them with some shit. And that I probably have, like, 8 people off the top of my head that aren't family, right? Like, and that's, like, difficult because, like, that's not a very popular thing to say now, because I know now everyone who thinks that they comment on somebody's picture on Instagram thinks they're best friends. Yeah. But, like, for me, it's different, right? And for me, like, those, like, 8 people, I probably don't talk to those 8 people, like, daily or weekly even. I probably talk to them, like, once a month.
Word of advice, don't value the people who gas you up on your Instagram comments. Value the people
who shit on you.
No, I'm telling you, that's the truth, all right?
Oh, yeah. The other day, like this is one of our best friends in the world, right? Like Alex didn't respond to a text in one of our group chats, and I was like, listen, like if you die, just like give us a heads up, because like we're trying to get dibs on all your shit.
We have a group chat just to keep track of whether he is alive or not now.
Yeah, that's essentially the group chat.
And that's good enough. That's how our friendship will survive, and I'm sure it will survive for years to come.
Yeah, it'll survive for years to come. Every, like, once a week, I'll shoot him a text, be like,
Don't
hey.
be cynical. Appreciate your friends, guys.
Yeah, and listen, if they have scarred penises, don't make fun of them for it, right? Because they've probably gone through some shit, and they've probably had it looked at by their uncle, right? And they've gone through enough trauma. They don't need more shit, right?
That uncle is bald, by the way. If that adds to the story.
Why does that add to the... Oh, that... If we were going to stereotype the uncle that looks, that looks at your balls, he's definitely bald. All right, well, on that note, I'm glad we ended on a joking note. Thank you for listening to... the All In Podcast, Episode 3. Hit the subscribe button and the like. Asaf's giving me a dirty look for my voice. Peace!